Well, I got this Monashee knife. It was on special. That's the way I roll. It was on special, so I got it. It's Kommer design. It's a folding hunter. 2842 is the model number. It comes in a little, typical CRKT box, and there you go. But it's a good-sized knife, isn't it? Whew. That's a big old dog. Field strip technology, which is that Ken Onion technology, and all these collaborators are allowed to use it that work with CRKT as well. That's why you got this 8 3/4 inch overall length, 22 centimeters, and it's 3.65 inch blade at 85 centimeter or 85 millimeter length blade. It's HCR13 MOV blade steel, as opposed to the Vognez design, the HVAS. This is that 1.4116 German steel, which is nothing, not much to brag about there either. And the Slacker is the same 1.4116 German blade steel as well. Okay, but the actual prequel is the Burnley design, and this is HCR13. So this is HCR13 as well, and if you're curious about that, then you can go and you can look at the 1.4116, which is, 0.05 carbon, 14.5% chromium. You can go down here to HCR13, higher in carbon, about the same as far as manganese, and then chromium, it's a little lower. It's not 14.5. And then if you look here at nickel, this has nickel, HCR does, but the German steel there doesn't. It's more like a modified 425, you can see. And then you've got a little bit of vanadium there and in the 425 and down here. And then a little bit less moly in here than you would have up in the German steel. So there you go. It's a budget steel. That's what it is. Field strip technology, the Hunter. This thing is more like a Hunter. And I think the European type of hunting knife has always traditionally been a tip down carry, and that's why they did this. Otherwise, I'd wonder why, because I'm not that thrilled with this. It's not a deep carry clip either, but you probably don't want it deep carry since it's going to be like this. And it's got this, I don't know what you call it, kind of a rubberized black rubber handle here. This is a different kind of texture and consistency than this. This is more like, I don't know if this is glass reinforced nylon or not. Like I say, I got this one on special, so I didn't pay this for it, but normally they're $59.99. So and there you go, HCR13. And you know what, on the whole deal, color gray. Handle is a polymer. Oh, okay, well, they set me straight on that, right? Set me straight on the polymer. But yeah, it's about a 5-ounce heavy knife. Design seems to flow pretty good here. Blade to handle usage looks pretty good as well. Yeah, almost 5 ounces. Not quite. 140 grams, or pretty close. 139. So yeah, I mean, you go and you get like the Slacker, which is Ken Onion Slacker, which I really like. So you kick that, that's 2.5 ounces. Now, this is bigger, this is heavier. But you know what? That Slacker, it's got some blade on it. It's like 3.2, 3.3 inch blade. So not quite as long, but it's reasonable, and it's shorter overall length too. The HVAS, also an interesting knife. And then, of course, here you go, the Burnley Prequel, much smaller knife, much smaller. Interesting backspacer, looks almost like a natural G10, but I guess it's maybe something else, some other polymer type of thing here. Get the screws going through here. But yeah, it's a liner lock. There's your lockup, about 25 to 30%. And relatively well centered. Since you do have ambidextrous thumb studs, you can finger flick it from the back or from the front. You got a little bit of choil here. It's satin grind. Looks like a flat grind. And will it be a knife? It's reasonable. I'm feeling some drag going through here, so it's not the sharpest. It's not the sharpest blade that I've brought across here. But that's easy to rectify if you get the LTK strop. Am I pimping these or what? Yeah, because they're good and they're easy to use, and you got leather on both sides with that PVC, so that's not wood. You don't have to worry about that rotting. But these rubber feet on here, you won't put compound on your table. And you know what? You can just keep them tuned up so you don't have to sharpen them as often, which I'm lazy. I don't want to sharpen them as often, so I just want to, and I'll sit down in front of the TV and just do some of this. The angle's not real important. I mean, you want to be on the edge there, but it's not an ultra precise situation. And you'll be surprised how quickly, especially a steel like this, will tune up for you and become better. Easier to cut. Oh yeah, I can feel less drag already coming through here just after a few passes. So that definitely helps. Yes, indeed. We kept going on that for a while. We'd really get scary sharp. And of course, it's field strip technology. So what I usually do is unscrew this. This is always the last thing I do, whether I put it together or take it apart. I unscrew this, then kick this. Going back together, screw it back in, and then put this back down. So that's always worked best for me. And so, yes, going to the right is not unscrewing. It is unscrewing it. It's not tightening it. So it's not righty-tighty here. And that's just the counterintuitive nature of this. And I think they're trying to make it to where they think if you handle a knife, you might tend to go this way with it, and it might start unscrewing the back. So they made it opposite, is my best guess. Continue to let it unscrew. See what I'm saying? Left, we'll screw it back up together, and right doesn't make it tight, it makes it loose, and click, click, okay? So then just flip that switch, it'll come apart. And of course you got the washer here, and it's pressed in there a little bit. I mean, it's got that lip on here, so it goes in that hole and it stays in there pretty good. See what I'm saying? You've got, of course, this embedded steel liner in here for support. All right, then you got the blade. And there's your blade stop there. Okay. Detent hole. And then on this side, you've got this little washer. And this washer, I've tried to knock it out before, and I haven't been able to completely knock it out. It will come off if you wanted to, but notice it doesn't have a little lip. It's just a regular washer on there. Okay? But it's such that it would have to be, you're going to have to kind of help it off, which is a good thing because you don't want it to fall off out in the woods. Now you keep banging on it, you might be able to get it to finally come off, but you're going to have to work at it a little bit. So yeah, there you go. Finally, you push it on there. It's making enough interference. It's not just going to just fall off magically. And of course, there's your little detent ball, which is steel. There's your back spacer, etc. Easy to reassemble. Just click it back together like this. And if you think you're going to loosen it by going left, no, you're going to tighten it by going left. And that's how you do that. And that's the first thing I do is the wheel, whether I'm taking it apart or putting it back together. Got a little bit of dirt and stuff in here, I think from sitting around on a shelf. But there you go. And then the last thing is to click this little lever down, and then you've got it locked in, and you're all back. So it's easy field strip technology there. Not too shabby, centered up pretty decent. And yeah. It's an interesting design. It's definitely a full-size knife, and the ergos are good. The ergos for me are good. Now, you're into one of those things where depending on how big your fingers are or whatever, will they fit comfortably in there? Mine do. Reverse grip, also comfortable. Not digging that clip. I'd rather have a deep carry tip up or non-deep carry tip up, but I don't want to tip down. I don't like the tip down because I keep feeling it here, you know, and I don't. I'd rather it be back in here. So, no, but it is what it is. And, you know, detent can't be too hard because this is how you're going to open it with the thumb stud. So I think it's appropriate. I can kick it open that way. So it's pretty light. It's maybe a 3.5 to a 4 at best. But that is another opening method. Got a heavy enough blade to let it go. But, you know, here you go. Thumb ramp, jimping, good use of the blade length to handle. The design flows, lockup substantial, easy to take apart and put back together. Grippy and reasonably good fit and finish. And not terribly expensive, you know, $59. Not bad at all. And a real user steel. I'm not a steel snob. You know, if I can sharpen it and put a really nice edge on it, it's okay as a banger, you know, as a user beater. So, yeah, this is not a safe queen, but this would be an all-around work. And yeah, it is comfortable here. It's edgy a bit in here because you got this polymer stuff, and it's not real rounded, as you can see. So you can feel the edginess in here, and you can feel it when you grip the knife. Some of your flesh gets in there, and you can kind of feel that it's a bit edgy. But yeah, it's workable, usable, nice design. I'm going to leave you to it. Yep, we got all these field strip knives in here. and they're fun. I'd say my favorite probably is the Slacker. My next favorite's probably the HVAS. And I'd say probably this and the Homefront are my two favorite of the field strip technology. Then this one. And then I don't know. I'm not all that crazy about the Prequel. So this is coming in there, but just that pocket clip's driving me crazy. Take care. Thank you so much. You guys, you know what we do. We love them knives. So you stay sharp.